Hey true believers, welcome back to the web and another video on the channel. The Webporium, as one might say. Where was I going? That's terrible. Hey true believers, welcome back to the web and yet another unboxing. Review of another Spider-Man product here on the channel. Ignore that, please. So today I am taking a look at the Disneyland Web goggles. Now obviously these aren't in the box, but they are brand new. They even have the little plastic protection on the lenses itself. So this more or less is an unboxing and a review of a new product. Regardless, so we're just gonna pretend like we did away with the arbitrary kind of boring part, which is like, ooh, look at the box, ooh, this is fun, and get to like the meat and potatoes and stuff that you actually care about. So, because I got these used, I actually only paid, I think, like 20 some odd dollars. I'll put up on the screen what I actually paid. I can't remember, I bought them that long ago, but I know it was considerably less money. And my thought process was, I really want to put together the Civil War's Spider-Man suit. I want to put together the regular Civil War suit also, but I've been playing a lot of Spider-Man 2 since it came out, and especially a few months ago, and I found myself really gravitating towards the Civil War suit. And I thought, you know, if you could get these for like a decent price, these would be a decent stand-in for those goggles without having to like have them custom made, you know, by a 3D modeler and printing them and doing all that work. So that was the thought process behind buying these. Plus, I'm never going to go to Disneyland because like I'm 33 and I have bills and can't afford to pay like $1,000 to go for a day, and then like another $200 for merch. Just not in my tax bracket. So yeah, I picked these up off eBay for, like I said, I think somewhere between $20 and $30. I do know that it was considerably cheaper than if I would have bought them new. And like I said, they still even have the plastic over the lenses, so I think these were more or less brand new. Maybe just opened, tried out, and then gotten rid of because they do work perfectly. So, taking a look at them, kind of about what you would expect. There's some decent plastic. There is an elastic strap to stretch to fit your head. There's my wife calling. Where was I? The web. I mean, the strap. So, clearly, elastic strap for adjustability, as well as buckles here. There is the battery pack in the back with the Web logo. I was very excited to see that in the new Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man show, that Harry was starting that. I thought that was a fun tie-in. And then there's a cord that runs to the portion that controls the lenses. So, first and foremost, to get them working, you will need to flip it on. And then there are several different lighting options for these bad boys. We got them starting up, and then we got slightly slanty thing every now and then. It's just the option. I'm just gonna cycle through as many until they turn off because the amount is absolutely kind of nuts. It's just so frackin' many options on here. It like, and some of them get really goofy. It's just, they did give you a lot of different options. Some of them work better than others. You know, some of them, like the effect, it just doesn't, I don't know. It just looks a little weird because you're dealing with pixels. And then you have this option, which is interesting. Stars. Hearts, which is kind of fun. There's just so many different options. And then that's it. So there's plenty of options on here. Now, would I ever... Now, the lenses themselves do have a nice outer kind of chrome finish. I don't know how well these would operate in the sun. I don't think they're like UV protected. Well, I suppose to a degree they are, because the inside is shaded. I've tried these on already, and I mean, you can see just fine out of them and everything. They're kind of what you would expect them to be. I think if honestly, that's really all there is about to say about these things. Like they're fine for what they for what they are, but they're kind of like a novelty item. Definitely a lot more fun for children. I think like outside the park experience, right? These are really really superfluous as like a collector's item, and I don't know. And like Avengers Campus isn't that big. So like really the only people I can see like feeling like they gotta have these are Disney adults and like kids. Kids, I think this is like a great fun like role play thing. Like I think that's cool. And it could be like fun for like a Halloween costume to do like a stealth suit or something like that. I think if you're like a cosplayer though, and you're thinking like this could be like a cool thing to integrate into your suit, I think unless you can get them used like I did for like a decent, like a good price, it's just not worth the money. Like I don't know, it's fine. They're cool. They look great. Even when they're turned off, they look fantastic. But like you can get a similar sort of thing, like goggles with the chrome, for I would imagine a lot cheaper, without the light up function. And so it's just weird. It's weird. Unless you're like a cosplayer doing a lot of like going to like a lot of cons and staying out like late, you're never gonna like make any use of really of the light up function, I guess. I don't know. I think it's hard to recommend. Like I said, if I wasn't doing like a Civil Wars suit and like trying to do it like on the cheap and just kind of throwing it together or whatever, I definitely wouldn't like own these. They're just like they're like a fun novelty while you're at the park and experiencing the park, and specifically while you're in Avengers Campus. But as soon as you take them away from there, if you were an adult, what's the appeal? There's not like a ton of shelf appeal. Like they look fine. They look okay. But I would rather just have like the Far From Home like goggles. If I'm thinking of like shelf appeal and like, ooh, it's a fun, like cool collector's thing. It's like I would rather just have like a pair of web shooters or like those than like a Disney Parks thing with a giant battery pack, you know what I mean? And like there's no way to display them. So like that's not the purpose here. So yeah, yeah. So yeah. I guess that's that. If you can get them for a cheap and you want to use them for a costume and you have a specific vision in your head, these are cool. Otherwise, they are not worth the astronomical asking price brand new. Like, it just for what they do. And it's like, yeah, that's like a fun, cute novelty, like I said, in the park, or if you were a small child. Otherwise, not worth it. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it. Like I said, within a vacuum outside the parks, I don't see a point to really owning them. Like I said, unless there's a very like specific and sort of niche reason that you want to have them. And again, that's really more of like for cosplay purposes, or if you are going to a lot of conventions, maybe you attend like raves or dances, or you go out night clubbing in your suit for some reason, then sure. Or if you do like nighttime parades a lot, it's sure, but it's so like niche and specific, and even then, it's like unless you can get them for a deal, it's just really not worth the money. So that's just my 2 cents. But if any of you guys own them, or especially if you bought them new, especially if you bought them in the parks, I would love to know kind of your opinions and takeaways. That's just like my perspective on it as like an outside consumer. But if they spark joy, you know what I mean? Have at it. So, until next time, guys, that's me. I'm going to sign out. I got some tacos to eat. Check y'all in the next one. Some videos are going to pop up. Maybe check those out. Maybe subscribe. Maybe hit the bell icon if you feel so inclined. Otherwise, listen. The algorithm's smart. It'll bring you back if this is where you're meant to be. See ya.